Anne was asking. She wanted to have a hands-on demo of the warp brush with its various settings. The warp brush is kind of a fun tool. You can use it for many things. And let's open something that I can show you the effects. I'm going to use this one and this one. Okay, so the warp brush has settings here. You have the push, which will do exactly as you can assume. It's going to push the area. So if I go from here, while I click, it doesn't do anything. But see, I push up or I can push down or however I want. Okay, that's the push. Here is the expand. So that's pretty big. So if I click in the center, if I just hold, you can see how it expands like that. This can be a really cool tool to use if you have someone with a photo of somebody and the eyes are closed, almost completely closed. You can use this to kind of help. Don't go too far because you're going to look weird, but this is the expand. This, well, you can probably guess, it's the opposite. So it's going to shrink in the middle. Uh, there are different ways you can use that. For example, if you have a ribbon and you want to make it look like it's bulging, you can use the expand. If on the same ribbon you want to make it fit into an eyelet, you can use the contract. Now, these are right and left twirl and very simple. Again, you can imagine this is going to be a twirl on one side and this is going to be a twirl in the other side. You might want to use that for distortions. Sometimes you might have a background and you want to mix up the colors and you don't want to have lines, so you can use a gradient and do all kinds of distortions and mix them up, and you get a little bit of what we had in a beautiful mess master class when we looked at different ways to mess up things. Now, another one that I really like and you can find very useful is the noise. So the noise is going to give a shake. So what I'll do, I'll just hold my key and I don't move. You see how it moves it's on its own. If I drag, I can get something very irregular. It's kind of a way to get some random displacement. And again, here my noise is set to 1. If I set it to 50, I will undo this. And you can see how the little waves, little changes. It's not like a big uniform wave. And if I go to the noise at 100, you see all the shakes, which can be really cool if you want to make a background. Or if you want to have the edges of something being distorted, being uneven, you can just brush that all you want and kind of could look like clouds, and so on. So it's a good way to make distortions. And the other, of course, you have the size, the hardness, strength. I was using 100. If you make it less, the effect is going to be less intense. The step is just like the brush and the noise. Um, the edge mode, I'm not going to be playing too much around here. I find that sometimes when you have the best quality checked, because at this point, nothing is applied. I have to do a final apply if I want to continue and do anything. And I found that sometimes if I do that with the best quality, I had some pieces kind of chewed up, and I'm not sure why. Um, that was in earlier versions of PaintShop. I did not test if this will happen in 2023. And another thing that can be really interesting is that where okay, before I applied, here I have, okay, of course I have the unwrap, but I have the iron out. Iron out is just like what you would expect, and you will iron out where it was distorted. So wherever, okay, I'm gonna go with this. No, seems to be based on my step, strength, hardness, maybe more. If you look everywhere I go, it kind of undoes where it's just ironing out all those warps. And so I can just have a section ironed out and keep the rest all distorted. It could be kind of fun. And one use you can have for this tool is if you want to make some caricatures. So for example, I can do expand, and you can see how already I can get something kind of interesting. Also, it will work if you have a selection. So for example, if I want to do something with the mouth, but I don't want to affect the nose, or if I want to do something on the nose, but not affect the mouth, I can make, oops, see, I have to apply my distortion. Okay. So let's say that I want to make a selection. Here, and I want to have a little mouth. I can go with the warp. I can contract, and I'll make it large enough to cover my selection. Yeah, something like that, and I can deselect, and of course, he wants me to apply. See, before you can do anything else, it has to apply. And maybe I can get a big nose. And maybe I'll want to have some funny ears. And I could add some noise for the hair. I guess we don't see as much because of the background that's kind of dark, but you can see how he's getting a perm. So this is kind of a fun thing you can do uh, to distort. We use these tools or these commands when we did the witch in one of the Halloween master class. So we distorted the nose and the chin and the mouth using those tools. Hey there! I hope you found this information helpful. If you're curious to dive deeper and explore more about PaintShop Pro, we've got a wealth of resources waiting for you in our membership area. There, you'll find in-depth classes, workshops, Q&A sessions, and much more to help you enhance your PaintShop Pro and digital scrapbooking skills. Feel free to check it out. The link is in the video description below. Thanks for watching and see you in the campus!